Welcome back, Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, classic side, not unclassic. This is episode number 549 and Doubleshot 455. This is my third take in this because my previous take had to be interrupted by a phone call. So yeah, let's try this again for a third time. Two Justice League trades. First up is Wonder Woman and Justice League America Volume 2. And this collects issues Justice League America issues 86, 91, Justice League International Volume 2 issues 65 to 66, and Justice League Task Force 13, 14. There are three writers in here: Dan Vito, Mark Waid, and Joe Jones. Dan Vito does Justice League America. Mark Waid does Justice League Task Force. Justice League International is done by Joe Jones, who basically was the sole writer of the book when it was previously known as Justice League Europe after Keith Giffen left. Now, there are various different Justice League members who pop up in here. I mean, Wonder Woman, obviously. There's Ice. There's Fire. Martian Manhunter. Captain Atom. Blue Beetle. Maxima. Power Girl. Captain Atom. The Ray. Wally West Flash. Jake Garrett Flash. Amazing Man. I'm trying to think who else. It was, oh yeah, Superman popped up in here. Booster Gold, who's wearing a football armor for some reason. Yeah. The first three issues just deal with basic regular stuff for Justice League America, and then the remaining 6 issues is part of the storyline Judgment Day, which starts with issue 89 of Justice League America. Yeah, that's where it starts. Part 2 is Justice League Task Force number 13. Yeah, that's part 2. Part 3 is, if I can get to the right page here, Justice League International, Volume 2, Issue 65. That's Part 3. Part 4 is Justice League America 90. Also forgot to mention, it's my first part of this, first time I did this. They also have a version of the Peacemaker. Yeah, he's a character from Charlton Comics. This is his 90s look. And he's part of a group called the League Busters. Yep. Alright. Now, if I can get to the right page here. Part 5 is Justice League Task Force number 14. Part 6, which is the finale for this thing, Justice League International Volume 2, issue number 66, and then the finale, which is the epilogue, is in Justice League America number 91, which during the course of the story, the character Ice died. And she remained dead for about 10 years. Yeah, and she was brought back in Gail Simone, toward the end of Gail Simone's first run she did for Birds of Prey, where she was to be alive and she was in Russia for some reason. Yep. No, the Red Rocket does not pop up in here at all. And they have a character called Amazing Man here. He's the third Amazing Man. He's the grandson of the original, and Jay Garrick apparently knew his grandfather back in the 40s, and according to him, he's a spitting image of his grandfather. Which is interesting, though. Wonder Woman does play a big part in here, but yeah. Now, as what happened after the storyline wrapped up, well, Christopher Priest briefly took over for one issue in here, and then pretty much the last, about 2 years of Justice League America, it's written by Joe Jones. He does it from issue 93 to issue 213. As for Justice League International, that lasts for a couple more issues before it was canceled and relaunched as Extreme Justice with Dan Vito and Mark Campus as the original creative team for the book, which was it was an interesting title for what it was. As for Task Force, this managed to last for another 23 issues. Wade and Peter David Christopher Priest took over at issue 21 and basically wrote it for the last 17 issues of the series. It went through a few different writers. That's the weird thing about Task Force. Up until Christopher Priest took over, the writers of the book never seen the book for too long. It's like taking it for 2 or 3 issues and leave. So in 37 issues, this book had close to 10 writers. Yeah. And I should point out though, Judgment Day is similar to another storyline published around the same period of time in the Teen Titan comic books. Basically, a crossover between New Titans, Deathstroke Terminator, and Team Titans called Total Chaos, which is similar premise to this one, where there's lots and lots of dialogue, people are arguing and willing to beat the crap out of each other for no reason. Yeah, that's pretty much how Judgment Day is done. Also, Captain Atom is a complete dick, and he is basically very stupid. He goes over the battle strategy, and because of him, Ice died. Yep. So everybody blames Captain None, which is pretty much justified because it's technically his fault for going out to battle without a battle plan. Yeah, that's simply the way it is when it comes to that. But this I found a pretty interesting read for what it is, but I'm going to get this book a 9 out of 10. It's still pretty good, nonetheless. So hopefully there'll be another trade of this thing just to finish this one before they do the whole Joe Jones stuff. Also, Guy Gardner pops up in there in his warrior phase. He wore an outfit that he wore in his solo book before he was revealed to be half alien. Yeah. All right. Next up is Justice League Volume 4 Endless. This collects issues 20 to 25 of Justice League Volume 3. Brian Hitch does the opening 2 issues in here and the last one, with the other 3 issues first by Shea Fontana, who does basically sort of a mild follow-up to what happened in Pages of Trinity, which involved the Watchtower and, of course, a virus. And this issue also guest starred Lois Lane and John Kent. Yep, the son of Superman and Lois Lane. He pops up in here and has fun with Cyborg. Tom DeFalco does an issue where they fight this weird... it looks like a Deadshot ripoff. Let's see if I can find the issue here. Let's see if I can find him here. Yeah, looking at this guy, he looks like a ripoff of Deadshot. Yeah, it's like, man, it's like he really wanted to have Deadshot in here, but my guess is Rob Williams said no, because Rob Williams writes Suicide Squad, so you can't use Deadshot, so create a villain who's pretty much a carbon copy, appearance-wise and mannerism of Deadshot. Yeah, have a guy who fires guns from his hands. Yeah. And that's basically what it is when it comes to that issue. The 24th issue was done by Dan Abnett and Ian Churchill, which has the team finding out what happened in the Pages of Aquaman, where Aquaman got thrown by this guy called Roth, who was a tyrant. And they apparently, because what happened in Pages of Aquaman, because of him trying to make contact, make peace with the surface world, that's what got him deposed. Which I'm like, why in the world would certain Atlanteans be basically be against that? That's something that, if I get a chance to get Aquaman trades, I will get a chance to get my thoughts on that. But simply put, just like 24, it's just a tie into it's basically a loose crossover side story to that's what's happening in the Pages of Aquaman, taking place right after Aquaman 25. And of course, at the end of the issue, Mira joined Justice League up until Christopher Priest takes over the book, and she's basically she's taken off the team for no explained reason and replaced with Aquaman. As for the last issue, it's basically back to what Brian Hitch was known for at the start of this run. The Justice League versus random monsters. Yes. That is what Justice League were fighting in the final story. At least the first part was actually fun. A Groundhog Day scenario that basically spanned the first 2 issues. That was fine. I had no problem with that. That was an interesting story. The last story really kind of bothered me. The fact that it was back to what Brian Hitch was known for. The Justice League versus random monsters. Instead of, having them fight regular supervillains or find something interesting, we fight a random creature who looks like a ripoff of a chemical. Let's see if I can find the correct picture of him. Let's see. Yeah, he looks like a fire version of Chemico. Yeah, he's a villain from Metal Man, and he's also responsible for destroying Bloodhaven Infinite Crisis. Yeah, this guy looks almost exactly. It's like appearance-wise, he does almost the same exact thing as whatchamacallit? As Chemico. Except he can talk. Chemico cannot talk. Yeah, he just some fire beast that just randomly shows up a couple times. Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason what it is. Yeah, and this is why a lot of people did not like Brian Hitch's run, because yeah, this was a major problem in Brian Hitch's run. The Justice League versus random monsters. Instead of fighting supervillains, let's fight random monsters for absolutely no reason. So, you read this, you're like, okay, we got a good start with the two-part Endless, which is outside of the trade, and we get something good with like the whole virus in the Watchtower, Mira, and then we end it with this piece of crap story. And of course, also as for the whole Tom DeFalco story with the character who is literally a Deadshot ripoff, that was a pretty decent story. I kind of like that one. I didn't have a problem with any other story in here except for the last one. So I'm gonna get this now. If the last story wasn't as bad as it was, now the only thing good about it is the artwork, but I'm gonna get this a 9.25 out of 10. It's not bad per se, but yeah, I kind of wish it was a little bit better. And in case you're wondering, now Aquaman on the cover here, he's only in here for roughly the first 4 issues, and then he's removed and replaced with Mira for the last couple issues. Yeah, 2023 still has Aquaman, and the last couple issues basically is Mira. So yeah, 9.25 out of 10. Alright, that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which is episode 550, and Doubleshot number 456. Okay? But until we see you in the next episode, bye.